Welcome to this ACTA video. We're here for ACTA Tech Day in Linz. I'm Eleanor Hill, editor of TMI, and I'm delighted to be joined by one of our presenters today, so Mr. Sascha Bakry from Deloitte. Sascha, welcome. So good to have you here.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
You've been talking this morning about digital treasury and the future and how that might evolve. So tell us a little bit about the areas of treasury that might benefit most from digitization.
I think ultimately there are very few areas that are likely not to be impacted at all. So I think the general statement would be that expectedly all areas of the treasury process chain will be affected by the advancement of technology, maybe to a greater or to a lesser extent. But if I had to pick the focal points, I think it would be basically around process automation for one part, and then basically the use of digital data to create more meaningful insights. Yeah, so there's always that common narrative out there that the treasury needs to become more strategic. Yeah. I think that's absolutely right, and that there's already a journey he's been going now for a while. But I think now is the time when he really has the technological tools to perform just that. That is basically the tools around cutting short manual processes, reducing manual handoffs between systems on the one part, and on the other part also the tools to use insights to create more strategic information that will put him in a different position with the CFO.
Absolutely. So things like RPA, AI coming into their own, being the treasurer's new best friend, and like you say, taking that seat at the decision-making table. Tell us a little bit about Deloitte and what you're doing to help treasurers to sort of reach this state to embrace some of these technologies.
As Deloitte, we are in the consultancy sphere, and independence really is in our DNA. So we are not out there to push our own software product. This is not what we're doing. But instead, what we're offering is our knowledge of the process chain, of how treasury within a corporation works, and essentially the treasury process chain is where we have meaningful insights. So that is the one part, and the second part is we have that kind of technological knowledge around basically the tools that are out there, but also the partners that are out there, to put us in a position to support the clients to say, look, these are the nodes across your treasury chain where introducing new technology really creates a meaningful value add. So this is where we stand. And then obviously the client is in a position to decide whether he wants to go ahead and deploy his own solution that it develops, or whether it's about onboarding a new TMS. I think those are the two nodes that he can take. And then, if he goes in the direction of implementing his own solution, I think this is something where we bring in our technological capabilities and our development know-how on the one side. But if he goes in the direction of introducing, onboarding a TMS, then we have the implementation professionals with regards to all the major TMS, and this is what we are currently offering to the market.
Yeah, absolutely. And you work with so many different clients that you can kind of take best practice and see what they're doing and what works in one sector and pass it on to others. So always good. And I've worked with your TMS implementation team, and they're amazing, incredibly knowledgeable. So absolutely recommend them. Sascha, what about the challenges that treasurers might face when they're going down this route of digitization? What might be some of the hurdles that they'll have to come across?
Obviously, the availability and the lack of data, and there's some other usual suspects that are out there and that are certainly known. But, I'd rather go off-piste on this and say it's really necessary to foster that kind of and that degree of curiosity within the organization. We understand that, all this talk about technology can become overwhelming, and it's certainly a lot to swallow. But if you get out there and talk to other treasury experts, talk to other technology partners, talk to your consultancy partners, and create a view on what technology can offer as an advantage, that would be a first step. And the second step would be about taking a look at your own treasury process chain and look at where technology can really create an advantage, that is, make something cheaper, faster, or simply just better, and then start implementing that solution that creates the most advantage. And once you've done that, take another look at your process chain and see where next to go. So it's really about taking more of a piecemeal approach to transformation than just going into a transformational journey just for the sake of itself.
It's much more achievable in a piecemeal manner and much more sensible. But I like what you said there about curiosity, because it's always good to to stay curious and learn different things and think about things that you might not necessarily have entertained otherwise. So Sascha, thank you so much for joining us. It's been brilliant.
Thank you.
And I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you want to find out a little bit more about any of the themes that we've mentioned, please don't hesitate to get in touch with ACTA or Deloitte directly. Thank you.